Let's make a new fidget lanyard. This one is just purely based around Star Wars. There's no other theme into it. I'm doing it more off based as Star Wars as a whole. I have got other lanyards that are coming up for specific characters, specific areas of the show, so stay tuned for that, but this one is just for the main event. So first of all, I've got this really nice lanyards. All of my lanyards this month have been gifted to me by my friend, and I love that friend to pieces, so fantastic. Right, next let's start adding. Okay, so the first thing I've put on is my Dan's Fidget Foundry R2-D2. I think when you think Star Wars, the first characters that come to mind for me is R2-D2. Like if you think, like, generalise what everybody thinks when they think Star Wars. And then I've gone for my beaded loop, fairy loop from Calm Beads Company. Now, I love these because not only are they silent, but for me personally, I love something that's soft and fluffy on my lanyard. And this means I don't need to have so much bulk on my lanyard by having a plush or having, you know, a fairy pom-pom, because this is very and soft means that I don't need to have it bulking out. Then I've gone with my Fidgets fidget keychain. This is like very metally, metallic, Star Wars-esque with all sorts of different textured bead rollers on here and a couple of pain stims, which is really nice. So that's the first 3 items. Okay, I'm actually really excited about this because I think it looks really stinking cool. So I've put on Dan's Fidget Foundry Stormtrooper Clicker because, again, it's the iconic image that you think when you think Star Wars. And then I've put on this textured metal keychain that says "May the Force be with you" on one side, and in Star Wars A New Hope, which was actually the first ever Star Wars film I ever watched. So that's kind of really cute. Then we've got this ring roll in yellow and white from 3D Fidgets, and this pain pad from 3D Fidgets, which is kind of going to be really good for me with moving about with this. It's a really nice texture pad that has some nice pain stems on it. And then I've attached to the fluffy loop my Dan's Fidget Foundry Zorb. So inside is, you know, you can spin this in here, but what you can do is push it out, and they're really nice fidgets. And this is my custom one. It's got black glitter on it, which, as you can just about see there, with yellow, and it's just really nice and it suits everything. But that is everything. What do you all think? Let me know about this lanyard, and I'll see you next time. Let's make a Mandalorian fidget lanyard. I've been dying to do this one. Let's do this, and this is just in time for the cinema today. So first of all, we've got this lanyard. Again, thank you to my wonderful friend who sent me all these Star Wars ones. This one is especially adorable. I love it. But let's get started. So that's the main base of the lanyard. I am already going to add 2 custom things that I've had ordered from 2 separate companies. The first one being Calm Beads Soap. I have had this ordered. Now, I didn't explain very well when I ordered this what it was for. So this is the Mandalorian with all the silver, you know, the stars and stuff, and the silver hearts represent like his big heart for, you know, the causes. And then the little green one is obviously for Grogu. And I love this one because it's on an XL loop. It feels really nice. It's really, really cool. I love this one to pieces. The other one I've had custom is a Zorball from Dan's Fidget Foundry. So we've got the galaxy around it, and inside is Grogu and a Mandalorian. And I just love this, completely nutty. So let's get these onto lanyard first. Okay, so what I've also added on is Sandancer's Star Wars clicker. So we've got Grogu in the pram there and the Mandalorian one there. And that's how this is sort of laying out at the moment. It's going to be a chunky one, this one, and I love it. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, then I've added a bit more weight. Don't worry, I'm going to redistribute everything in a minute. So what I've added is the Kaiko chainmail ball, because I love this squish. It's not a pain stim, but it's a very silent one that you can get away with squishing, which in a cinema is what I desperately want, because I can't sit there and go and click all the way through, but I can sit there and squish this. Then I've gone for the Kaiko pain stim pads. So again, flexible, and the pain stims on these are amazing on the other side, which is really cool. And then I've gone for a Tangled Crushed, which is, I think this was a slime one. I love the texture of it. I can just imagine this being Grogu's DNA that they keep trying to steal. And that, for me, once you've definitely bundled it up a bit, is going to look really cool. So let me add one more thing. Okay, the final thing I've put on is a little grey fuzz ball because I really want that whole nice soft touchy feeling when I am around. So we've got the harshness on one side and softness on the other. And then I've gone for a little green coos ball because why not? Because it's again another texture. So that is everything. And for anybody that says there's too much on that lanyard, there really isn't. I normally go a bit harder than this. So I love this. I think this is going to be awesome to go into cinema with, and it's really very unique. And very me, because again, I love it. So go check out all the companies out that I've mentioned. The Kaiko stuff is from the Sensory Lab. Go check them out. And the rest of the stuff, if I've not mentioned, this was from Manic Panda Fidgets, Dance Fidget Foundry, the Sand Dancers 3D prints, Calm Beads Sews, Sensory Lab, Manic Panda Fidgets, and everything else has been either bought to me, donated, or I've acquired over the years. So I'm going to love and leave you all, and I'll see you all next time. Let's make a light side Star Wars fidget lanyard. So this one has got all of the different characters on. Quick disclaimer, this is not the lanyard I wanted to use, but we're going to go with it anyway. The one I wanted to use hasn't turned up, along with one of the other ones that I needed, but we're going to go with it. So let's get started. I'm going to start attaching some of the fidgets I've got for this fidget lanyard. Let's go. Okay, so the first thing that I've stuck on, I've kind of gone for the theme of, I really wanted to go for like pale blue, for like the classic Jedi lightsaber look, along with green and whites, and that's kind of the colour scheme I'm going for. So the first thing I've put on is my Dance Fidget Foundry custom Zorb. So it comes in this case that's like really glittery, that reminds me of like the Star Wars sky. And then the Zorbs, when I get them out, let me just squeeze and poke through at this point. There we go. So they're little Zorbs that look like this. I've gone for, again, that green and blue one. Then we've got attached a white fluffy pom-pom ball, again for a different texture. Meditation is a huge thing for like Force users, especially for the Jedi. So I've gone for this Infinity Breathe loop from 3D Fidgets in this beautiful pale blue. It is amazing, and I do love it completely and utterly. So there's that one. Then I've gone for my glow in the dark glow tangle in blue, which looks like this in the dark. I'm just going to put an image up here. And then we've got my custom Calm Beads Company loop from Soph. And again, she's gone for the blue to white ratio on this one, and I love it completely and utterly. And that is the first parts of it. So let me now add the rest of it. Okay, so for the next bit, I've put my Sand Dancer 3D print Yoda clicker, which is a really nice one. Then I've gone for my Fidgets silicone acupressure ring, which is the only paint stem really I've got on here. And the reason that I chose this is because I've gone very heavy with my paint stems, and I'd rather like have something that's low key on here. But this one's a really nice one, and I love that. And the final thing I've stuck on is these textured pads from Dance Fidget Foundry. I've gone for two of them out of the three, so I've gone for the bubbled ones and the V's for the rigidness of the Jedi, along with the bubbling of the undercurrent of the Clone Wars. So that's the kind of thing that I've gone for. This is my official light side lanyard. What do you all think? Let me know, and I will see you all later. Yesterday we made a Star Wars fidget light side lanyard, so today we're making the dark side, because you know they've got cookies. This one is absolutely perfect. This was given to me by my friend. It has basically got a load of Imperial propaganda, which is just absolutely brilliant for a lanyard, and I love that one completely and utterly. Let's get building. Okay, so this is looking stunning already, so I love this. Let's have a look. Okay, so the first thing I've done is, I think this part is really stinking cute. We have got a Dance Fidget Foundry Zorb, which is customizable with that beautiful black glittery case. And inside of it has got a beautiful red and black, if I can squeeze it out with my nails, which I normally can. Beautiful red and black, there we go, little Zorb, which I love. I've then attached next to it, and I think they're really stinking cute together, Calm Beads Company Soaps custom loop ring. We've got this beautiful red beads with these gold flakes in, and you know, the black beads as well. Really stunning, really beautiful. They look really cute together actually. Then I've got a black fluffy pom-pom, and then we've got a Dance Fidget Foundry tag, which is like a textural tag, which is really nice. We've got a little ring here from 3D Fidgets, a red and white one, and then we've got a red and white rolling ring roll. Now, the reason that I am fine with it being white is because in my head, when you purify a red kyber crystal, you are purifying it into a white one, so that's fine. And then I've gone for a gem tangle in like this orangey red colour. It's kind of nice. I think it suits once you've got it all together. It does kind of blend in, so that's fine. Let's keep going. Okay, and the final thing, I've put 3 clickers on here. So first of all, I've put the Death Star clicker from Dance Fidget Foundry with the clicker at the back. It's got this beautiful geometric like shimmer to the front of it. Then from Sand Dancers Printing 3D Prints, we've got the Vader, and we've also got Daddy Mole, which is this one. And that is everything. What do you all think? Let me know, and I will see you all next time. Bye. Let's build another Star Wars fidget lanyard. This one is themed for Ahsoka. Now, the lanyard I wanted hasn't turned up, but I've gone with this one, which has kind of got all the females represented on it in some shape or form, which I really like. So I'm going to go with this one. I'm really upset that I've not got my Ahsoka one, but we're going to go with it. So let's start. Okay, so the first thing I've done is I've put on my Ahsoka clicker from Sundancer 3D Prints, which is an amazing little click. Then I've gone and put a little white and orange pom-pom fluffy ball. And then I've gone with my Calm Beads Soaps loop. Now this is custom that she's done for me. I love these beads. They're very tactile. They're a little bit pains to me, but what I love is these beads in the center, because let me show you. Because as you can see, they glow in the dark, so it's kind of like her lightsabers glowing, which is really cool. And then I have this wonderful Zorbing case, which is a Zorb, which is a custom coloured one from Dance Fidget Foundry. And I love it because we've got the blue and white, which is like her montrals, and then we've got the orange, which is like her skin. I love that. So that's that one, and it sits in the case and spins, which is really cool. And then I've put the 3D Fidget Paint Pad on here because I love a good paint stim, and this is the perfect orange. Then we've got the ring roll, which again is kind of that beautiful orange and white, which I definitely needed. We've put another clicker from the Sundancer 3D Prints. This one is for the 332nd company, which was Ahsoka's company to Mandalore. And then I've finally, for the final thing, I've just put this little 3D printed little keychain on that I've got, which is like with the fulcrum, but I just love it. So that is the Ahsoka lanyard. What do you all think? Let me know, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.
Sophie, it's pretty, but I wouldn't have the confidence to use it out and about, or it's too big and distracting for me to wear. I totally get it, but this is a common questions or statements that I get every time I do these lanyards, and I'm just going to say, who gives a stuff? I go out and about with my lanyards whenever I make them up, because for me, it's important for me to have multiple self-regulation tools when I'm out and about. And when you carry them around like this, they look like a whole bunch of keychains. And even if I did have it around my neck, I am now an old, cranky, old single woman. And to be perfectly honest, I don't give a stuff what anybody thinks about me when I'm out and about. And if we all started fidgeting out and about regularly, rather than being discreet all the time, you know, we would all be able to it would be the norm. It wouldn't be abnormal to fidget out and about. And it's not like I'm carrying a giant Pop-Tart around. I'm carrying a bunch of fidgets on a lanyard, and it's a self-regulation tool, so who gives a stuff? So here's my advice for how to do it. Start off small. Start off with a few discrete fidgets, maybe on a keychain, on your keys, and then work yourself up to the bigger lanyards. And what I will say is wristlets are even better because they look like you're carrying a bunch of keys around with you. But honestly, as long as you're happy and you're self-regulating yourself in public, who gives one? And that's my advice for today.